What's happening, everyone? Welcome back to the workshop. I hope you're all keeping well. Now, it's that time of the year again. Christmas is fast approaching. My favourite time of the year, it has to be said. So I thought I'd do just a little gift recommendation for the maker/woodworkers out there. Maybe you can share this with your significant others or people who might be buying presents, or maybe you're looking to get some gifts for someone who's getting into making and woodworking yourself. So these are all tools that I use, tools that I would recommend. Now, some of these were sent to me, so I just let you guys know that. I'm not going to recommend anything that I don't think is any good, and we have stuff to suit all budgets and all price points, ranging from nice little stocking fillers to stuff that's a little bit more expensive. So I'll briefly run through this stuff. It's all tools that I've used, it's all tools that you'll see me use regularly on my channel, so it's all stuff that I recommend. So let's jump in. Okay, let's get into it then. Now, give this video a thumbs up just for the Christmas jumper alone. I do try and make an effort. So let's start kind of down with kind of a stocking filler, something I highly recommend. That's a level checkbox. These things are absolutely fantastic. Every maker or woodworker should have these in their workshop. And this one is a little trend one, in around 20 euros. A lovely little gift. And like I said, these are all things that I would love to get as a gift. I use this one regularly for setting up my machines, just checking things are 90 degrees. It's very, very handy when it comes to setting bevel cuts on blades, such as your table saw, when you're trying to get all those in between measurements and are not actually marked on the machine themselves. It's also very handy on the miter saw, which I'll quickly show you. Okay, so just quickly over to the miter saw. Hopefully you guys can see where we're at. So when it comes to a miter saw, this position is actually 0 degrees, which confuses a lot of people. So what that means is if I bevel my miter saw over to 30 degrees and I take a cut, I'm not actually going to be left with 30 degrees, I'm going to be left with 60 degrees because I'm actually taking 30 off 90. So a nice thing you can do with these level check boxes, if you want to find out what angle you're going to be left with, if you find this a little bit confusing, just zero it at the bed. So now you're making the bed of the table saw 0 degrees rather than the blade being in its 0 position. I can just stick the checkbox on that there now. And I can see that I'm just nearly over at 60 degrees there. So I know that the angle of my piece of timber I'm going to be left with now is 60 degrees. And I can do that for every single angle in between. It's just a quick way of referencing to see what my the angle of my piece is actually going to be left with. It's very, very handy for doing bevel cuts on the miter saw. If you find it a little bit confusing, you can always check with a level check box, zero it on the bed of the miter saw, stick it on the blade, and you can see exactly what angle you're going to be left with. So nice little handy feature. There you go. Okay, so that's a level checkbox, great little gift, nice and inexpensive as well, and very, very handy to have in the shop. Now, moving on up, slightly more expensive, in around the 40 euros, is this Veritas marking gauge. Now, I've had this one for a good few years. I think they're absolutely fantastic. I've used every different type of marking gauge, and I think these are the best. The wheel type marking gauges are great. They can go across the grain and with the grain, so you don't need two different types. You don't need the blade and pin type. The wheel will do both across and with the grain, like I said. This one is just really nice in hand. It has the thumb screw for locking it, but it also has this little kind of crush gland on the end of it. So the shaft is never loose. So if I loosen that and loosen this, it never lets go of the shaft. So it's very, very easy to make really fine adjustments single-handed whilst holding it up against the piece. Whereas if you use the other type without that crush gland on the end of it, the shaft is just free floats and can actually fall out, and it's really, really hard to one-handed to make those adjustments, to get those really fine adjustments, and then to be able to lock it down. The shaft always moves as you're using your hand to lock it down, so you need two hands to hold it and lock it, whereas this one is just a one-handed operation, and it's so easy to be precise with it. It's just a tool, I think, that just is perfectly designed, in my opinion. That's the Veritas marking gauge, and every maker/woodworker needs a couple of marking gauges, so that gift would never go astray. So let's move on. Okay, so next up is this Pika Pencil Set. This is the master set. This is for joiners and carpenters. I actually love these Pika pencils and markers. I think they're absolutely fantastic. Like I said, this one comes in a set. It comes with the refills. It comes with the different colors. A white marker, it comes with the black marker, and two pencils, so you can have two different color leads set up. And I carry these with me all day, every day. I always have my Pika marker and Pika pencil in my holster pocket of my work pants, so I always have a pencil and marker to hand. I'm forever losing pens and pencils. I've never lost these. They clip in, they don't fall out, they're always there. You notice immediately if it's not in the holster, and you can just put it back in, find your pencil, and it's always there, like I said. Too many times I've been on top of ladders, holding stuff up. I go to reach for my pen or my pencil, and I haven't got it. I have to get there off the ladder again and go search for it, but these are always with me. Really nice, strong leads in them as well, or strong graphite inserts or refills, and they have a nice little sharpener at the end of it, so you can always keep it sharp as well. I've just found these to be absolutely fantastic. Now I know you might say they're just a glorified pencil, and in some respects they are just a glorified pencil, but having them there locked on, walking around the workshop and in work every day, in my day job as an electrician, I think they've been absolutely fantastic. So they are actually a great set when you get using them. So in and around 60 euros, I think, for those, which is a bit pricey for pencils and markers, but they really do work and they really do what they're supposed to do. So that's the Pika marking set. Okay, so moving on up slightly in price range, in around 120 to 140 euros. That's what I've paid for these, and this is something I recommend for everybody starting out in the woodwork. If you want to get quality tools into your workshop, and you don't want to spend too much money, then get yourself a set of Japanese hand saws. These are the Gaiokachu ones. I think I paid somewhere between 120 and 140 for these, and you get everything you need for doing most woodwork and most joinery. So you have your dovetail saw, you have a crosscut saw, you have the Ryoba saw. This is both a crosscut and rip saw. You can go through sheet goods with this really, really quickly. They're absolutely fantastic, and they're very, very inexpensive, and they give you a real precise quality cut. Just a Western saw, something like one of these Veritas dovetail saws, you get one of these saws for the price of a set of Japanese hand saws. So you can pay a lot more for Japanese hand saws. There are higher quality ones out there, but the likes of these Gaiokachu ones, honestly guys, you can do really fine, precise woodworking with these. They give you a lovely, lovely cut, and they're absolutely fantastic. Some people find them easier to use because they cut on the pull stroke rather than on the push stroke, and that allows them then to have a really fine curved blade, because you can see what floppy that blade is, but that blade comes under tension as you're cutting, because like I said, it cuts on the pull stroke. But they're absolutely fantastic. Even if you have a set of Western saws, a set of Japanese hand saws are a really nice addition to any workshop, and especially if you know somebody who's starting out into making and woodworking, get them a set of these, because they're quality tools for a very, very reasonable price. Highly recommend them. Set of Japanese hand saws. Okay, before we jump into the power tools, we're going to talk about some clamps. We're jumping up in price again. These can be bought as a set of 2, as a pair, or as a set of 4. And the sets of 4 now come with adapters to lock onto your MFT table, so they'll work in conjunction with an MFT table as well if you have one. But any woodworker slash maker needs clamps. Parallel jaw clamps or body clamps are absolutely fantastic, doing everything from cabinetry work to cutting boards. They're very, very handy to have, and these Southern Shop ones are absolutely fantastic. They come in all different lengths. I recommend, if you're starting out and you want to get yourself some clamps, the 600mm ones, just over half a metre, are the ones to go for. You'll do just about everything you need with this particular size. Like I said, you can get them as a set of 2 for around 90 euros, or a set of 4 I think is 160 euros. And there's a 15% discount code for any Man and Shed subscriber. So if you type in Man and Shed as you're checking out in the promo code section, it knocks 15% off these at the minute. Absolutely fantastic gift for someone. All makers and woodworkers need parallel jaw clamps. These Southern Shop ones are great. I can recommend them. I've been using them for a while now, and I've used and abused them, and these ones are destroyed in glue, so I need to clean them up. But yeah, 600mm ones, great size for anybody, so definitely check those ones out. Highly recommended, and 15% off now as well. How bad? Okay, so let's jump up to the power tools section. Now, something everybody needs is a drill. It doesn't matter what you are doing, you're going to need a drill. Now, not everybody has an absolute fortune to spend on power tools. It's okay for me. I have a YouTube channel, and I'm also an electrician, so I have an electrical business, so I get a van full of power tools. I need them for work. I have to have them. But if you're in your workshop and you're just a maker, hobbyist, woodworker and stuff, you don't have a whole pile of money to go out and spend on really high-end tools. You can get yourself some really great tools, and these ones from Trend, which were sent to me, but I've been using them and I can't fault them whatsoever, especially for the price. So the Trend battery drill, this is the 18-volt drill, brushless motor, metal gearbox, a metal Jacobs chuck, and like I said, lithium-ion batteries. They can get this body only in between 60 and 70 euros. I've seen it go for. I can't fault it. I've been using it and abusing it in this workshop. It has plenty of power. It has more than enough for anything that I would be doing in here. Absolutely fantastic drill for that money. Like I said, the specs on this thing: brushless motor, metal gearbox, metal Jacobs chuck. It's better than the chuck that I had on the Gen 1 Milwaukee, and that's 4 or 5 times the price. And lithium-ion technology, as I said, Absolutely great drill, great present for anybody, especially people starting out, getting into making, getting into building stuff, or just anybody needs a drill for the house or the van for work, whatever. That's an absolutely fantastic drill for that price. I don't think it can be beaten. Let's move on up. Okay, so we're going to jump up a bit in price now. This is another tool you have seen me use on my channel. It's one I've already reviewed, so I'm not going to cover or go too much into this. This is the Trend battery router. It comes with the full kit, so you have the plunge base and you have the palm routing base. Again, great tool, can't fault it, and the price of this thing is somewhere in around 220 euros. That's for the full kit with 2 batteries and charger. That's kind of half the price of DeWalt and likes of Milwaukee and stuff. I have the Milwaukee router. Honestly, there's not much in the difference in the quality between this one and the Milwaukee one. I've been using this, absolutely love it. Comes with a base that will take a guide bush as well. Most of the other routers don't. This one has 2 screw holes. You can fit guide bushes to this, absolutely no problem. Does exactly what it's supposed to do. Comes with 2 batteries. I've seen these on sale for silly money, and once you pair it with the drill, I've seen this kit been sold as kind of a set with the drill, specials online for in around 220 quid. That's a good quality drill, and a battery router for that kind of money, I think, is an absolute bargain. So if you see these, any maker would love to have one of these things. It'd be an absolutely fantastic gift. You are jumping up in price a bit, but like I said, when it comes to the price against the DeWalt or the Makita or the Milwaukee, these things are absolutely great for that money. I can't fault them for that price. Let's move on. Okay, moving on to the last power tool, and we're jumping up in price here again. We're getting to a real professional end of the market. This is the Milwaukee Fuel range of gear. This is the stuff trade rated. This is what I use every day in my day job as an electrician, but I also use this in the workshop a hell of a lot as well. This is my favorite tool that I've got this year. This is like my tool number 1. If I was to do a top 10 of all the tools I've got this year, this is clearly at number 1. This has basically replaced my drill and my impact driver for 90% of what I'm doing in my day job as an electrician. I don't need all that power. I don't need that noise of that impactor. This does all the work. It's the installation driver, absolutely fantastic tool. It's nice, lightweight, loads of power, runs on the 12-volt battery system. I can just hang it off my belt like that, hang it off my tool belt. You barely even know you have it. It's always here at the hand ready to screw something in. It's so easy to swap the chuck. So if I want to chuck, put a metal bit in that, a wood bit in that, anything I want. You have the 90-degree chuck then as well. So you can get into awkward areas, and all the other chucks then fit on top of the 90-degree chuck. And you have the offset bit driver. So when you're trying to get up into a corner of a press or a cabinet and the tool is keeping you out, you have the offset bit driver, gets you up into the corner. Nice and handy. Absolutely fantastic tool, guys. I can't recommend this thing enough. It has the size of it. It has an absolute ton of power. Like I said, it does 90% of what my drill used to do and my impact driver. I've already done a full review on this tool, so I'm not going to get too much more into it. One gripe I have with it, one thing that I really don't like, is the button press. You have kind of an electronic button up here for the forward and reverse. It's a bit awkward to get to. I'd prefer it if they had it in the standard place that all other drills have it, which is right here. It's just so much easier to use. You can immediately feel whether the drill is forward, reverse before you use it. With this, often you go to put in a screw and it's in reverse and you have to go change and you have to press it twice. It's just a little bit fiddly. That's the only gripe I have with it, but an absolutely fantastic tool, and you are getting up above 300 euros for this. Like I said, you're getting into the professional trade rated tools. They start to get really expensive, but for one drill in your workshop, if you just wanted one drill for doing all your drilling and screwing needs, if you don't have really heavy duty drilling to be doing, this will do absolutely everything you need in the workshop and around the house. Absolutely fantastic little tool. Be an absolutely amazing gift to get. Comes with 2 batteries, like I said, the 4 chucks and a box. I have to say, I can't rave enough about this tool, apart from that button on top, which kind of is a bit annoying, but other than that, absolutely brilliant. So there you go. Okay guys, so there we go. Just a few Christmas gift ideas for all you woodworkers / makers out there. Hopefully it helps you guys out. And again, they're just all tools that I use the whole time and that I really recommend, that I really like, and ones that I would have really liked to have gotten as gifts myself. So maybe that helps you guys out. Maybe you can share this video with your significant other. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Might be something in there that you could get me for Christmas. So that's it guys. I will link everything below in the description. Don't forget, there's 15% off those body clamps at the minute. So really nice gift for someone, or even to get them for yourselves, the promo code is Man and Shed. Again, all that stuff will be below in the description. You guys can see I have a full list of all the tools that I use, both in my professional life as an electrician and in my hobby, which is my YouTube channel, and everything that I make in this shop as well. So that's it, guys. I'm going to get out of here now. Hope you're all fit, healthy and well. You're with your loved ones and you're looking forward to the holiday season. Have a good Christmas or whatever it is you guys celebrate, and I shall see you in the next one. Take it easy.